Day to you. My name is Fred Oakman, and as always, with me today is Mr. Jake Peters. We are PS This Is Awesome. We're a PlayStation podcast, for those who don't know, and this is episode 336. Been at it for a while now, kiddos. This is a show where we share our feeling about the current state of PlayStation. Before we get on the show, I want to invite you all to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We have a channel at youtube.com/PS This Is Awesome. If you want to make fun of our trophy list on the PlayStation Network, you can find me at Anchorless_81 and Mr. Jake Peters at Jakesaw01. You can write us at psthisisawesome@gmail.com. And most importantly, don't forget to share the show with your friends. Be sure to leave comments, rate the podcast as you see fit. And as a reminder, we're a video podcast, so if you'd rather put it on while you're in the kitchen or around a TV, just do it on YouTube. Put us on there. You can watch us have this conversation. Maybe extrapolate a little bit more out of our amazing mannerisms during the show. So go to YouTube, subscribe to it, like I've said before, and I'll keep saying every episode. And if you're new to the show, or if you've been around a while and you're not yet a patron of the show, we have a Patreon, which is a site where you can just say, hey, thanks. You can do that. You can support our show for $1 a month. Patreon has different tiers. We only have one tier for this show. It is a $1 tier. It's called the One and Only $1 Club. Go be a member, be one of the cool kids, and hang out with us over there. You'll get a free die-cut vinyl sticker in the mail. We'll give you a shout-out on the show, and you'll have first chances to have your questions read on the show as well. We will always read our patrons' questions first before everybody else. And if we ever get to a point where we have a ton of questions coming in, we'll just start filtering out and only listing our patron questions. But right now we're growing. So get on over there. Be one of the first to join the party. With that out of the way, Jake, how are you today?
It's been a little bit of a day. I mean, so last night we found some holes in our dog.
What?
So, yeah, like she was bleeding, and so I started wiping it off, and then wouldn't stop. So we were looking, it's like, oh, it looks like there's a hole there. So we shaved the fur away from where the wound was so we could see it better. And there's just like, I swear to God, dude, just a fucking hole in her skin, like down to the fat.
No idea how it got there?
And no idea. So
did she get shot?
No, I don't know. I mean,
a bite?
It's like literally where it's at. If she got shot there, she'd be fucking dead because it's like right at the base of her neck.
Maybe she got in a fight.
But well, I don't know, because it doesn't look like violent enough to be from an attack. But I guess it could be.
Dude, you know you need to talk to.
Just punctured her.
You need to talk to Donnie.
But well, she was at the vet today, so we had her there, and they were like, they weren't sure if like it was like maybe she got stuck with something, because we're doing a lot of work around our house right now. So like maybe she like ran into something, or it could be that like she had a cyst that maybe burst or something like that. So to make a long story short, I mean, that happened at like whatever it was, like 10 o'clock last night. And so this morning started out with me trying to call the vet to get an appointment, which we were able to do, which was good. So we got I mean, the wound will heal. I'm just concerned about infection.
Yeah.
So that's really the big thing. But then also this morning, while I was working out, I fucked my back up. So I've been walking around like an 80-year-old all day in pain. And so that's not good. I don't think it's skeletal. I think it's just muscular. Like I just tweaked something.
It's probably from holding that base at all these shows.
I hope that's the case. It could be. No, to be honest, I was so like worried, not worried, but like my mind was all over this whole thing with my dog. And so I didn't warm up properly before I started working out.
Yeah.
And
So you,
as soon as I went to do these curls with these dumbbells, I felt something kind of give in my back a little bit. And I was like, fuck. Like as soon as it happened, like it didn't hurt right away, but as soon as it happened, I just like put the weights down. I was like, God damn it. And so I kind of it's been just like it's not like I don't want to be hyperbolic. I mean, it's not like I'm incapacitated. I can still walk around and everything like that. It's just I'm stiff and uncomfortable. But other than that, doing pretty good. I got my whole house cleared away. So we had all this like huge overgrown landscaping around our house, and over the weekend and last week with the help of my dad, I was able to get basically like everything out. So now it's like the house looks completely naked, but I like it's so like I'm not an OCD type person, but it makes me feel so much better that everything is like gone and like neatened up. Like there's not these shrubs with shit sticking out everywhere and like
Right.
crap all up against the house and everything. So we'll probably do the new landscaping next year. But also got a price on some new windows for our addition.
jeez.
That's gonna be fucking expensive, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But on a fun note, because all this stuff has not been that particularly fun, my cousin Brad, which I think you've met him before.
Yeah,
right?
you mentioned he's bringing a bike over or something.
Yeah, so he brought his motorcycle up on Saturday. He has a dual sport like me, and so he's been looking for like places to ride and stuff. So he brought it up because we had a family get together on Sunday. So he brought it up on Saturday because his parents live like 5 miles from me, and stayed the night. And so we went for like this nice long like 2-hour ride
Oh yeah.
around where I live, and we just basically did nothing but like dirt roads and kind of paved back roads and stuff. And dude, I saw more roads on Saturday that I've never been on in my entire life. It's pretty cool. Like you think about it, because if you think about it, dude, there's so many roads around.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like in rural areas that like nobody ever sees. They barely have power going to them, and you don't even realize these things exist. And then you're just like riding around, and you're like, holy cow. Like one of the things that was really cool is right now the corn is getting really, really high.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, everyone around here farms either corn or soybeans generally, or both. And we were riding this dirt road that was going through the woods, which was really cool. It was like just like total coverage of woods around us as we're going through this dirt road. And then it opened up into this area where it was like a huge cornfield on the left and a huge cornfield on the right, and it was almost like you were going through a corn tunnel, like
That's
a corn
fun.
maze, because you couldn't really see on either side. And then it was kind of meandering through that, and then suddenly on the right side it opened up, and there was just this like huge old like 1800s farmhouse that you can tell had been abandoned for years, but it was like really fancy and you could tell it was hand built and everything. It was really cool. I mean, like it's just not it's you get so used to living where you live that you're like, oh, like there's nothing really that special around or whatever, but like dude, you could still find some cool shit just by getting out of your normal day-to-day traffic.
Yeah, just
route,
take the road that you don't know where it leads. Yeah.
Right. So it's too bad that you don't have a dual sport, because it would be cool to like show you some of these
I would
these
love
roads
to.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I need to
yeah,
get
so how about you? How was your weekend?
Oh, it was fine. I just golfed. We're recording this on Tuesday, so I just golfed yesterday in the golf league. And been playing pretty good, might I say. Golf is such a weird sport for me, man. Like, I had another really nice chip in from off the green, like probably like 30 yards. And like, I was like, this just shouldn't be happening. I don't play enough. But like, I feel like I've got a knack for it, but I don't work on it. You know what I mean? I just play on Mondays. Some would argue that is working on it, but most people who try to get better at golf go out on their own time, and then they say don't ever try to fix your swing on like while you're trying to play around. You know what I mean? That's not the time to like figure it out. But that's exactly the time that I try to figure my shit out because I don't golf any other time. So had a real nice chip in. For par, actually, it should have been a bird, but it was a par. And then I did bird 2 holes straight, heads up play, and then I had quite a few bogeys, and I should have birded another one, but I 3-putted because the greens there at Whispering Pines are really fucking tough. So I'm getting a little better, but I'm still not consistent. I'm birdies through double bogeys are like now my range. Usually somewhere in the middle. But so golf's been going pretty well. What else is going on? I went to the local game store after work today, Purple Fox Games. Give them a shout out. They're always great. Picked up some new paints for that Scaventide box set I picked up. I like to kind of paint on my downtime, but I haven't been getting any of my miniature shit done. A couple things. And the reason is because I've been playing freaking Darkest Dungeon, which we'll get to in a minute. But I also had Hero Quest night on Sunday. And, I have this little studio down here, and I always feel like such an idiot reading the Quest introductions to the group, because I just read it like I would talk. And then Grady was there, and he was like, dude, fucking read it. Like, make us believe it. And then I couldn't because I was just fucking laughing about it, and it felt so weird. So what I did for the Quest this past Sunday, I went down to my studio, and I used like a voice changer. And I read the introduction and all the parts that I would read, and I queued them up on my iPhone. I had them wired to a Bluetooth speaker. So, like, they would go into a room, and it would literally not sound like me at all. And there'd be, like, ambient dungeon music in the background. It'd be like, the tomb opens, and Tellar steps out. And it's like all these fucking noises. And, like, they were so happy with it. I'm going to keep doing it. It was really fun to actually record. I have a template set up with all the different voices and stuff. It's fantastic. Usually a pitch shifter, a modulator. It doesn't, as if I need another thing to do. But like, I'm thinking like, I'm starting halfway through this campaign, but like some of these campaigns, like there's a really big HeroQuest following. If I just record all these intros and all the parts, I could just upload them to the community and then they can just fucking use them on their gaming sessions. I'm sure they would appreciate it because it's fucking rad. So
sure, why the hell not?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that for the next expansion pack. Just record them all, but I'm gonna continue doing that because it takes me like 15 minutes tops to put one together, and it just really sets the pace. So Dungeon Master leveled up, so that was everything really going on. I took a motorcycle ride, but it wasn't very far. It's just around. It was just around. Yeah. And I 3D printed, so, this is why you guys should watch on YouTube real quick. But I don't know what you're going to be able to see. See that little rat guy there, Jake?
Yeah.
So they came with shields. These are like old school 1990 Games Workshop Skaven rat guys. All these shields, when I was a kid, got lost or broken, so I was missing a lot of them. So someone on Thingiverse created a file for the shields, and I don't know if you can see, but that's 3D printed. It's like perfect. Yeah, so I 3D printed some shields for all my missing pieces, because to get on eBay and try to get vintage fucking Warhammer Skaven like this for Advanced Hero Quest, they're not fucking cheap. So I was able to like kind of like bring some of these guys back for my Advanced Hero Quest. So I've been doing some nerd shit like that, dude. But cool. Yeah. Stopped at the game store today before the podcast and picked up some new paint and the latest edition of White Dwarf magazine, which is so stupid, but it makes for a nice thing to kind of have in my office on my 15-minute breaks and stuff, or whenever I need to just break my mind for a minute from the tedious work that I do. Something to be said about a magazine.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, sometimes magazines are really, really cool to just look at. I mean, you just think about back in the day, dude. I used to look at fucking skate magazines all the time.
Yeah, right.
And I wasn't. I mean, not to make myself sound like an idiot, but I wasn't reading any of it. I just loved all the pictures and like seeing all the exposés on all the riders and the cityscapes and all that shit. Like the kind of like rad spots that they were hitting, and it wasn't just exclusive. Like that's not exclusive to skateboarding. I mean, even like some of the Guitar World magazines and like all that kind of shit. Dude, magazines used to be rad. I used to love going to like when we were at the grocery store, I used to just kind of hang out and just look at the fucking magazines.
Yeah.
But those are kind of days of the past, I think, now.
Yeah, they still have those sections, but I don't give them two thoughts, really. Interesting.
Unless you're reading like freaking Time magazine or People or one of these other, whatever magazines.
Or the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, that once a year magazine that probably I can't imagine like
all the dads in the world can't wait to get. Yeah, right.
Like I wonder how many people are actually subscribed to Sports Illustrated and how many people just buy the swimsuit edition.
Oh, maybe like 5.
I can't believe it hasn't been canceled.
I mean, has it? Do we know that it hasn't? The Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition still exists in today's world. I gotta look this up. Sports Illustrated swimsuit. It does. It says 2024. Yeah, it still exists. Oh my gosh. I think it does.
Yeah, it does. Why the hell not?
Fucking babes. Babes galore. It's so funny. Yeah, why not? All right. Well, let's talk about every episode. We talk about games that we're currently playing. In this episode is no different. So last episode, I kind of had mixed feelings about Darkest Dungeon 2 because I wasn't quite into the game yet, didn't quite understand the mechanics, how the roguelite part of it works. I now have 21 hours in. So I'm fucking in. I'm all in. The game's amazing. It's so fun. It's got me. I can't stand. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about these fucking games, the Darkest Dungeon games. They just fucking speak to me. Yeah, dude. I beat one of the bosses under the mountain, and I've been playing the same 4 fucking characters the whole time. And I got on Reddit today before work, and I just posted a question. I was like, "How do I unlock the other characters?" Like, I don't even know how. Like, how? I know everyone uses them, but I have no idea. And they're like, "Oh, you just have to go to the altar of hope and spend candles. Use your fucking candles." And I'm like, where? Like, I know where I can upgrade my current characters. I can see all the other characters I could have and upgrade, but they're all blacked out. Apparently, if you just hover over the blacked out ones and press X, it'll unlock it for a price of candles that you collect on your runs. I had no clue. It doesn't say press to unlock. I thought there was a way to unlock them. So I'm so excited to go back up there today and see how many guys I can unlock and different fucking characters. And oh, geez, it's so fun. The game is good. I found out a couple things. I still don't know what the penalty of dying is in Darkest Dungeon 2. Because it seems like you still keep your candles even if you die. So I don't understand. I will say when I beat the boss, the first boss, there's 4 or 5 bosses. When I beat the first boss, it brought me back to the beginning to start a second run with those characters. And they all had little skulls above their heads, all my characters, because they had slayed a boss, I think. Maybe I upgraded them a bit. But maybe that just means you got to go kill the next boss now. I don't know. So there's still some mysticism and mystery about this game. I'm still intrigued by it. I love playing it. I'm understanding it a little better, especially with the 4 characters I have, how they can work together. But there's one character that you can't unlock using the candles. And it's essentially you got to grind, get these different drops at different locations and pick up, like, it's the knight character, Reynold. And I am currently in rest mode on my PS5. and I'm in the territory, and I'm at the last part that I need to do to unlock Reynold. And I've just been doing it through the grind, and it just kind of worked itself out that I got all the things I needed and unlocked his little area. But I think I have to defeat somebody and save him. The level is called the Caged Knight, and I've got to get there and fucking free him, I think. But I've done everything right so far that I'm there. I've learned how to level up the stagecoach. I've unlocked a lot of cool different skills. All my 4 characters are maxed out as far as all of their levels that I can make them level up to. Now it's just a matter of equipping them with shit that's high end. I've learned how to navigate the game a little better. I know I was salty about controlling it and how I said it was made for a mouse, and it is made for a mouse. I don't take that back, but the longer I've played, so if you got this game, if you're interested in this game, I hate to say it, but it probably took me 15 hours to get comfortable with navigating all the menus. And now that I have it figured out, I fucking am all in. It's so easy to do now. It's just like, there's different, I don't know, like triangle will pull up your inventory, but you can't really use the inventory unless your character sheets are pulled up. So you got to press like L3 to pull up the character sheets. And then if you hit like L2 or R2 while you're in the character sheet, it changes the character. But if you're thumbed over and you're on the inventory and hit L2 and R2, it thumbs that over and it won't move the character sheet. So like I was having trouble where like it just looks like it's all up there and you see L2, R2 to switch characters and I'm doing it and nothing's fucking happening. But if I look over on the inventory, it's moving shit around there. And it's like, oh, it's because I didn't thumb over. So I'm not like selected on the menu, the sub menu to use those things. It just doesn't highlight it. So you don't really know what menu you're on. So like UI issues here and there with the menus for sure. But now that I understand how it works, it's good. This game is fantastic. It's really something else. I don't know, man. It's so good. It's so fucking fun and addicting. It's got the Slay the Spire roots. I call it Slay the Spire. That's what it reminds me of. You pick your path, the nodes. It's really cool. And I've finally gotten to a point where my characters can like one another. And if you get a lot of characters that are working in concerto with each other, man, every time you use a skill, someone else gets a boon. And it's just like they just all fucking work. But like if they're angry at each other, the character, having your characters like agree with one another and like each other as opposed to being envious or hateful towards one another makes all the difference in running these areas. Because like if you have every character pissed off at every character and you go and use like a healing thing, it just pisses off the other 3 and they say something shitty, like the speech bubble will come up and I'll be like, oh yeah, couldn't use that on me, could you? Or something like that, you know what I mean? I could have used the healing spell, like the little bubble will pop up. And then like, you know, if you're attacking somebody and one of your characters are hateful, the person who's making the attack, like they'll say some kind of quip like, oh, that's as hard as you can hit. You know, they like fucking antagonize each other and like it fucks them up. But like when they're working together and in like you bolster somebody, if you're the man at arms and you bolster somebody, they'll be like, I will never lose faith in you. You know what I mean? And then someone will be like, to think that I ever doubted you. They'll say stuff like that to each other and they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, give them hell. And they'll say shit like that. Like they'll work together. And like every time you use a skill, like someone will just get some healing points or somebody will lose some terror or stress or whatever. And if they're all working together, it's a lot easier to run. But they don't really stress how important that is. They're just like, yeah, your characters, you know, make sure they're friends, you know. But some of it is still RNG, you know, you can't control it all. But so what I learned is when you get to the inns, if you buy wine and playing cards, and you apply those at the inns, it boosts their chances of being friendly. So like if you just do that in between your runs, they'll warm up to one another for the most part. But sometimes you have people who have afflictions who are like, you'll try to give them wine and they'll just be like, I've sworn the stuff off, and you can't give them the wine, you know, because they're like a recovering alcoholic or some shit. You know what I mean? They're like, no, I'm not touching that shit. You know what I mean? So like all the quirks, all the things, going into these levels. It's so fun. It's such a good time. So, dude, what is going on with your screen right now?
What do you mean?
It was like flashing really weird. It wasn't doing that to you just now? Did you have a video playing?
No. No, I mean, I was like, is this doing it?
Yes. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Okay. I was looking at a map
Oh my
on
gosh.
that's really weird. I won't fuck with it anymore.
It doesn't look like that
Sorry
when you're
about
looking at it.
No.
It literally looks like there's
I mean, I don't know
fireworks
what
in
you're
front of your
seeing.
face. Like if the
Oh,
lights were out,
that's
that
really
flashes,
bizarre.
just like a bunch of flashes. It's really weird.
Huh. Interesting.
But that's my most recent update on Darkest Dungeon 2. Love it. It's so fun.
Cool.
What about you, Jake? What are you playing?
I'm still playing Dragon's Dogma, and I am still enjoying it. I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. There's some weirdness about the game, and there might be something I don't understand about it. It's annoying me, but like for example, there'll be like a mission where it's like sometimes it's like very PS2, and that like you'll have a mission where it's like, oh, I gotta sneak into this jail and talk to this guy, and it's like dudes are just walking around, and there's no sneak button, there's no crouch button. You literally just like walk and wait for them to not be looking at you and walk, and like there's like one. It's like a minor pet peeve of mine that I don't know if I've ever talked about on the show is I hate it when games ask you to sneak for a mission and don't have a legitimate sneaking mechanic.
Right.
So, dude, maybe my camera's fucking up. I could see it kind of flickering in the.
Is that your camera or is that
the
just the
preview.
map thing?
No, I can close the map thing. Let's see how fucking close it right here. But yeah, anyway, so also like I'm like walking around and randomly a dragon will show up, and it's very like Skyrim in this way where like randomly a dragon will show up and it'll be like something like arisen, show me your strength or some shit, and then it just fucking destroys me. And it's like, okay, and then that dragon will literally be like between me and my objective. It's like, okay, I get it. Like this is like a late game thing where I'll be able to overcome the dragon and all this shit. But it's like, bro, couldn't you like why are you like dropping this guy right in between me and my path? And it's like a random encounter. It doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
Trying to think if there's anything else about the game that I really, really want to talk about. I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying it, but I did install Ion Fury, and I installed Batboy.
Oh my god.
I'm going on a work trip here soon, and both of those games are PS4 games. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about maybe taking my PS4 with me. Because I'm not going to take my PS5 on the road with me. I don't want to buy a new one if it gets broken. But I don't really give a shit about my PS4. So I was thinking maybe about taking those games with me. But I haven't tried either of them yet. So for me, as far as what I'm playing, it's just basically Dragon's Dogma. I don't have really anything else to say about it.
Yeah.
I am still really enjoying the game. Other than a few little things here and there. The lack of fast travel is a little bit frustrating because the map is pretty big. So for me to walk from A to B, it's like it not only does it take a while, but if you get attacked, you have to fight these enemies off, and then if you take damage, like it has this really cool but kind of frustrating mechanic where if you take damage, it actually depletes your overall health and how much you can return your health until you rest. So, like, imagine you're getting wore out and I can only take so many health potions. I can't get back to max health, but I can get back to pretty close to it or whatever. And that maximum level that you can heal decreases the longer you go without resting.
Right.
So the only places you can rest are at a campsite and at an inn. Well, inns are kind of fucking expensive, so I never rested an inn. And campsites, you have to have a camping kit, which is like a tent and shit. And if you don't have one, you just can't fucking camp. And if you're in the middle of nowhere, like, and it's nighttime when all the baddies come out and everything, and you can't see shit, because that's one of the things about this game that is kind of cool, but also a little bit frustrating from a gaming perspective, is that nighttime is fucking dark. When you're out there in the forest, it's not like most games where it's like video game night, where it's basically daytime. It's just everything is gray.
Right.
It's like, no, it's dark as shit, and you have to have your lantern on, and you can't see more than like, you know, some treetops and then like 10 feet in front of you. And so it makes it difficult to like move around, and like a bunch of ghosts and shit comes out at night. And I'm not gonna lie, like, aesthetically, this game has a lot of really cool shit going for it, but there's some antiquated components. There are a few antiquated components to its gameplay that I think are holding it back. But I'm still gonna keep playing it. I still like it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I got to a point, unless the story really bucks off. I wouldn't be surprised if I got to a point where I just was like, okay, I've had my fill, and I'm going to move on to something else.
Yeah. Well, very good. I'm glad you're still playing it. I'm glad you're still doing the thing. But there's not a whole lot of news, Jake. But that's okay. I feel like this has been a very slow month of news. And that's okay. It's okay. But we are going to deliver on what we can deliver on. And I'm happy to report we're bringing back a classic to PS. This is awesome. We used to do PlayStation quizzes from Push Square, but they haven't put them up in forever. So now there's a new PlayStation quiz to test our general knowledge, Jake. So let's take this quiz real quick live on the show and see how well you and I do. And maybe our listeners can play along with us while we go through this. So, question number 1. Jake, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
In what year did the PlayStation 5 launch in the US and Europe? 2021, 2020, 2022, or 2019?
Maybe it was 2020, because that one we'll never forget, because it was the pandemic year.
2020, correct. Good job. Okay, this is interesting. Question 2 of 10. Which of these characters is not playable in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Vincent, Cait Sith, Yuffie, or Sephiroth? This I don't know. I haven't played this. Wait, what one did I play?
You played probably Remake.
Correct. So you're right. Vincent is correct. Good job. Good job. Question number 3 of 10. The PS3 launch title Folklore was developed by which studio? Is it Game Republic, Japan Studio, Game Freak, or Focus Entertainment? I think it's Game Republic, but I don't know.
I honestly don't know, so your guess is as good as mine.
Well, this is a terrible guess.
It's
I don't
think it's a Game Republic. Go with it.
It's not Japan Studio, and I don't think it's Focus. Game Freak doesn't sound right.
Then just go with your gut.
It's probably Game Freak, dude. What should I pick?
Just
We've only ever gotten one 100%. Focus is the broader one.
Focus. Yeah, I would. I don't know, man.
If you're going law of averages, it's probably Focus.
No, I don't think it's Focus. but I could be wrong.
All right, I'm gonna go Game Republic. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, bitch.
Nice.
All right, question 4 of 10. Released in 2018, how many copies did Red Dead Redemption 2 sell in its 2-week launch period? 3 mil, 8 mil, 12 mil, or 17 million? It wasn't.
It was a shitload. I don't remember if it was 17 million, but it was a shitload.
I'm gonna say 12
Because I remember they made their money back in like fucking hours. And that game was super
It's probably
expensive.
17 million then. That game did really well.
Just pick it.
Correct. Fuck
Nice.
yeah. Question 5 of 10. This is why we have a PlayStation show, folks. In the original Infamous, Cole's health recovers over time, but how else can you top it up? Number 1, you eat at food stalls, you consume batteries, you use med kits, or you absorb environmental electricity. I think it's electricity. You absorb electricity. You definitely don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you absorb electricity.
Yeah, me too. Correct. Fucking killing it. In the Call of Duty Modern Warfare games, what's the first name of Captain Price? John, PJ, Arthur, or Lewis? I think it's Arthur.
Dude, I honestly have no idea.
I think it's Arthur. It's not PJ Price.
It's not PJ, and it's not Lewis.
It's not
so it's
John.
either John or it's Arthur.
It's probably Arthur. I'm gonna go Arthur. You good with Arthur?
Sure.
Ah, fuck! It's John. All right.
John, is it Captain Price? I thought he was British.
Yeah.
So like, I would think Arthur would be better, but whatever.
It is what
I didn't
it
make
is.
the game.
Question 7 of 10. We've missed one so far. Now commonly known as EVO, what was the full original name of the annual fighting game event? The Evolution Esports League, Evolution Championship Series, the Evolution Masters event, or the Fighting Game Evolution?
I thought it was the Evolution Championship Series, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, let's go with that because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You're correct. Good job.
Nice.
Good job. Which of these classic PlayStation 1 games has the lowest overall critic score on Metacritic? Final Fantasy IX, Tekken 3, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, or Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped?
It's got to be Crash Bandicoot.
It could be Final Fantasy IX.
All those other games people talk about. Nobody fucking talks about Crash Bandicoot 3.
But we also have to realize that people could have critic bombed one of these.
Not in the fucking 90s.
Tekken 3? You don't think?
Yeah, dude, Tekken 3 was a jam.
All right, we're going to go Crash Bandicoot 3. Correct. Good job.
Nice.
Oh, this one is a steal. What PS4 game is this artwork from? Darkest Dungeon?
Even I know the answer to that.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Parappa the Rapper. What are the first 4 commands given by Chop Chop Master Onion? Was it slice, slash, chop, cry, kick, punch, chop, block, jump, duck, punch, kick, left, right, duck, uppercut? I think it's kick, punch, chop, block. Because you don't cry.
I've never played Parappa the Rapper, so I have no idea.
I have. I used to like this game. Kick, punch, chop, block. Correct.
Nice.
9 out of 10. Or
So
8.
we just missed the Call of Duty question?
Yeah, that's it. And it says here, PlayStation Encyclopedia. Wow, you should get a job. Push square. We did very good. We always do good on these tests. Good job, Jake. And that is why you're listening to yours truly instead of the other way around. I'm just kidding. Kind of dumb to say that. All right, next up. Just a quick recap. We have talked about PlayStation Stars, the loyalty program, and I'm happy to report that it is back up and running for me, Jake. And I checked, and I have enough credit to get me a $20 voucher code. And yeah,
How the fuck do you even check?
yeah, your camera's gonna fucking blow on you, dude. It's doing that shit again. It's probably a connection or something.
It could very well be. How do you check PlayStation Stars?
So what you do, there's a little quick tutorial for the listeners. You open the PlayStation app on your phone. Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
And what you're going to want to do on that main screen there, you're going to see your name in the top left with your icon. The very next thing to the right is a little insignia. You click on that.
Should not be that fucking hard.
And then you go to rewards. And it says your points up there, what level you are, and you can see what you can get for your rewards. 5,000 points will net you a $20 PSN voucher.
I have 8,093 points.
So you have $20 and almost 20 again. I have 5,700 points. You really should just do the things on there. Unlock the games on there. Go to the campaigns. Just click start on them, dude. And then as you play, it just tracks your shit. And then maybe you summer sale, PlayStation VR 2 Showtime, 50 points. You can get so many free points just by like fucking playing PlayStation as long as you your PlayStation monthly games. Oh wait.
I didn't even know this was here, so I could have if I could have just if I had started this before I bought those games.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you would have got so many points. And every time they release the monthly PlayStation Plus games, if you click start on the PlayStation monthly games away and then go and boot up those games, you unlock it and you get points. So it's actually pretty sick, dude. It's sick.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a way.
There's a way for me to like. They don't want you to do this probably for obvious reasons, but I wish there was a way for you to just like select all and say start. Like,
yeah, I know.
Because like most of this crap, like, am I really gonna do this? I have no idea, but some of it, like, there's a PSVR 2 one in here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do.
Sorry, we're so distracted. Dude. Streets of Rage 4 is
just
on
says
here.
play any game, virtual or otherwise, on your PS4 or PS5.
Yeah, and you get 50.
Does that have to do with VR 2?
I don't know. Retro Rewind, I'm starting that because all I have to do is play Streets of Rage 4, and I get 50 points. I already own it. All right. Dude, we're so distracted. We're not even doing the podcast. We're just looking at a fucking place. This is why it's a good program, because suckers like us get roped into it.
Took fucking long enough for them to get this shit back up and running.
Yeah, I know, but I'm glad they did. Moving forward at 43 minutes, The Run Got Next is a street ball basketball game that looks really stylistic. It apparently is going to be a spiritual successor, possibly, to NBA Street. But seeing this trailer, there's not really much gameplay, but I remember playing NBA Jam and how much fun that was growing up. I loved that fucking game. And I think we could use some...
What was, was NBA Street a successor to NBA Jam? I
don't know.
I don't know anything. I've never played it. Because I played... Dude, the last NBA Jam game I played was for fucking Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. It was probably the first NBA Jam. So, I mean, to be fair, I'm not like a big basketball guy, so I have no idea. But this could be cool. I mean, I always like it when new sports games come out where they kind of attempt to break the mold a little bit. It's like everything's Madden, everything's fucking FIFA, everything's MLB The Show and NHL. It's like, it's cool whenever you get these games like this, or like an NFL Blitz or
Blood Bowl
or Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel. Yeah, it has a sound like so good.
Yeah, that game was rad. I played it on. I think I played that game on.
This fucking song is so good.
Yeah.
All right. So good. Blades of Steel. Do you remember the tagline to Blades of Steel? They used it to sell the game. It was I think I've said it before in the show, but I'll never forget. It was so clever. Said I went to the fights and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Anywho, that was the first news point. The Run Got Next. Looks kind of cool. Street game. Next news point. There's a new Helldivers 2 update coming, which is kind of exciting, and it's supposed to be a really big one. It's coming out for free on August 6th. It's going to feature a new difficulty level, new enemies, new locations, all kinds of shit. So Arrowhead is hard at work. I do think that, like, this game is awesome. This game's just fucking good. And I hope they continue to support it. I would like to get back into it, but God, there's just no time to do all these games like I want to. So, I mean, that being said, dude, I think that, I think the Arrowhead has a gem, and I think a lot of people appreciate what they've done with that game, and I like to see them continue to support Helldivers 2. Did you ever play this game, Jake?
I mean, I played a little bit of it, but I only played maybe five matches or something. Yeah. 5 or 6 matches. And I really liked the way that it kind of felt, but it wasn't really I don't want to say it wasn't my cup of tea. Like, I did really enjoy the game, but there was something really strange about the way that the game it's just a multiplayer game. That's the big thing. Like, I really liked everything about it, other than the fact that it wasn't like if they were able to make somehow like a linear campaign out of it. I know it's kind of difficult with the whole theme of the game being like that your characters are expendable and you're just like throwing them into the maw and all this shit. But like, it would be cool if they had the gameplay of it and they had the imagery and the worlds and the all of the, the sort of fascistic overtones and all this stuff, and just like made a game that I could play by myself with like some goals to accomplish. But I don't know. That's a minor digression. I don't want them to change the game for me though, because people love it, and I'm really glad.
Yeah, Arrowhead, don't change it.
Is this update going to get me to go and play it? No. But I hope that it brings players back in, because I know the player base has dropped off over the past few, weeks and couple months. So, hopefully people like it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, and I think it might bring some more people back. So, next news point is interesting, and there was a firmware update on the PS5, and I was pissed off because I had my PlayStation 5 in rest mode, and I had a run on a dungeon in rest mode, and I went to start Darkest Dungeon back up, and it was like starting from the menu screen. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then it was like, your PlayStation updated in rest mode. All apps and games that were open were closed. And I'm like, fuck. There's a setting somewhere to disable that, but I never do.
I thought that it only did like when you put it in rest mode, and maybe you weren't paying attention, but I thought when you put it in rest mode, it says like update and put in rest mode. I don't think it does it automatically.
Oh.
It's kind of like Windows, where it's like, update and restart or whatever the fuck, or update and shut down. But like, I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, mine did it too, but I didn't. But I saw like a screen popped up and said, "We're gonna update it. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah. Well, the update was 1.2 gigabytes, and the big what to do about it was that there's a way now to invite players to your game session by just sharing a URL. So I could like text you a URL and you could go to it, and then on your app or whatever, and it would put you in the game. I don't know how the fuck it works. This was something they advertised a long time ago with the PS5. I'm finally nice to see it happening. I remember them just being like, jump into your friends and help the game and help them out. And it was like he would text and they'd be like, okay, here I am. And they'd show up in the fucking game. This is kind of like what they imagined. But yeah, it's working. So also there's a new function that allows additional voice commands. I forget what the voice commands are for. It doesn't fucking matter. But there was an update. PlayStation always does this. They always make their operating system or the UI or whatever consoles run smoother. The older they get, the more shit they do to them. So good on them. Next up is rumors are abound that the long gossiped about PlayStation 5 Pro could get revealed at the Tokyo Game Show this year. Jake, opinions? What is your interest level?
I mean, I've long said on the show that if they release a Pro, that I will buy one because I didn't get the PS4 Pro and I regretted it in the long term. But the point of the matter is that it really ultimately boils down to the price and really what I'm getting with it, because we're doing a lot. I mean, we're doing a lot of shit on our house right now, and I don't exactly have like whatever this is going to be, $600 or $700 to just throw at a new PlayStation when my PS5 works fine.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm really curious to see. I'm definitely interested. I'm interested in what it's going to be. I'm interested in what games they're going to show with it. Like, what are they going to use to show off the power of this new console? Is it going to be the next Ghost of Tsushima? Is it going to be like a PS5 Pro version of, I don't know, God of War Ragnarok or something? I'm not really sure. Or Horizon. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I am definitely interested in what's going to happen with it. But I'm mostly interested in what it's going to cost and kind of how well it's going to sell. Are we going to get a price drop on the regular PS5, which would also be kind of an interesting tidbit that might be revealed with this as well. Whether they would announce that at the Tokyo Game Show, I don't know. But all in all, I think that it's pretty interesting. I mean, the fact that they're doing a press conference at the Tokyo Game Show when they haven't done press conferences in years is pretty interesting.
It's telling that something's going to happen.
It's telling that something is going to happen, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, I could be wrong, but I almost feel like the last press conference was the reveal of the PS5. So, who knows? Who knows? Wonder if it's going to be black instead of white. That'd be kind of rad.
That'd be enough to make you buy it.
Yeah, dude. I love black hardware. I hope that it's like, they probably won't do this because they want to keep things stylistically synonymous, but like, I kind of hope they change the shape up a little bit. Maybe dial back the sort of the I don't know, the popped collar vagina look, and maybe just like I don't know, just square it off a little bit, because you've seen those aftermarket sides you can buy that just like follow the contour of the console. They don't have like the spikes shooting out on the front and stuff.
Right.
And it looks really cool. So, I'm not saying that they're going to do this because it would probably admit that their visual design is a little bit controversial, let's say.
You think it is? I would think it is.
I think it looks like shit, to be completely honest with you.
Oh,
I think
you've
it's the
been
ugliest
honest about
thing
that since it came out. Yeah.
It's the ugliest thing in my living room, for sure. And I have a litter box in there.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I'm being a little bit ridiculous, but I do. I mean, it's grown on me for sure as I've had it over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But I would like to see. I am always curious about what the next thing is, because I mean, if you think about it, the PS4 Pro was just a PS4 with an additional layer on it, so it was like thicker. It's like they added a layer to a bun to the sandwich, and so I imagine they'll do something similar with this, but who knows? I just hope it's not fucking huge too, because the PS5, dude, it's so big. I don't think we put it on the podcast, but I don't know if you remember, I took a picture of like my PS5 next to my Series S, and the Series S looks like literally looks like a book, like a novel, compared to the suitcase that is the fucking PS5. So I hope that the added power doesn't mean that we're gonna go back to being a huge console again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's so hard to say, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't.
I've never just so you know, I've never taken my sides off and blown it out.
It's a big,
It's so fucking disgusting.
big fucking mistake.
And I'm like afraid at this point. I'm afraid to do anything about it.
Yeah,
because
'cause
I don't want to accidentally break it.
You'll push it. You'll push that shit in further now.
Because we have two dogs, but it's really our Dalmatian that's a problem. She sheds so much that like all of the vents are like full of fucking white dog hair, and it's
fucking disgusting.
It's pretty
by the
wild.
way.
It's pretty
fucking
wild,
nasty.
man. I need to just
Jake
get one of
living in
those
squalor
Sansevieras
over there.
exploding. Yeah, I don't know, dude. If my Roomba just could crawl all over my PS5, that'd be great, but
Yeah.
it can't. It just cleans the dog hair up off the floor.
Oh my god. All right. Well, that's all I got. For
I mean,
this.
did you say if you're interested in the PS5 Pro? I don't know if you are or not. I mean, I don't know if it doesn't seem like you have any intention of buying one. I'm just curious.
It depends on what it can do. You know, mine. I take very good care of it. It's been dusted. It's been blown out. I've put additional internal hard drive space in mine. Mine's a nice little workhorse, and it doesn't make any weird noises yet, and it's on all the fucking time. I'm always using it. Like, I will say this about the fucking PlayStation. They're fucking built to last. They are. They fucking go through. Think about all the cruddy living rooms and basements across America and the world that those things are fucking sitting in. The crust-filled fucking dog hair filled cat hair vomit,
Hell yeah.
puke, hairball, dust, bugs infested houses that those things, the tight ass corners and entertainment centers surrounded by Funko Pops and fucking, dirty dishes just sitting around them, and in the zero air conditioned buildings, those things just fucking playing the state of the art fucking games that they are without fucking even thinking twice about it. And they do it for years. Unfazed. They're built to fucking last. The PlayStation 5 is a machine worthy of my dollar. So I'll just say this, that I don't fucking know if I need to buy a Pro, but if they give me a reason to, and I want one, I'd have no regrets buying one. And no one should, because they make good fucking shit. My TV, I know they're different brand. My TV's a Sony. Knock on wood, bought it when I bought the PS5, and it's not had one single fucking problem. The new surround sound, the 5.1 channel surround sound, it's got fucking Sony fucking cranked, sounds great. It all works. It all works fucking good.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason that I would be interested in having a PS5 Pro is because it would give me an opportunity to have a second console. And the only reason why I want a second one is because it would be dope to have a place where I could just have my VR set up permanently. And I could just have a shitty TV with it and just like a space where I could have my VR set up and I could go in there.
Why don't you just keep it set up? It's just one cord. Just leave it. All you just plug the cord in.
Dude, I can't, man. It's just like it'll get fucked up. I have the Sense controllers behind my television, like on their dock, but the actual headset, it's too much money to just be sitting on this fucking end table where a dog's gonna yank it off on accident and rip the cord out of it, or someone's gonna walk by the console and yank the cord out, or because it needs that USB-C cord, which is in the front. It's not in the back, so it's not like you can put it in a place where it's not sticking out a little bit. So I paid too much money for that thing to have it just get, when I'm not using it, just to sit around and potentially get broken.
You paid too much money for the thing to not fucking use it. That's where I'm going with it. You got.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Do what you want with it. I just they make really nice like cases and stuff for that now. You can get on the Amazon or wherever the fuck you want to buy it at. But I think I've considered getting like a stand for mine.
One of those little like mannequin heads or whatever.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a mannequin head, but it's not. It's just a shape, and it's like set up to like. I don't know. I don't. It doesn't even matter. I need to beat. Really want to beat the Switchback VR, and I gotta use that fucking racing wheel. There was one thing. It's all we have for the show, as far as I know. But there was something on the outro I wanted to talk about real quick, and it's not. Well, that was like perfect timing. It's like exactly an hour and 1 minute. I'll just say this: since we've had this house, we got a home warranty with it when we purchased the house. I've been able to use it. Did I put them on blast already? I think I did last episode. Did I not?
Yeah.
So I just want to fill the rest of the audit. So if you haven't heard about what's going on, I'm having issues with my AC unit. The motor died on it. They assigned this company out of Butler called Breezy Air. And I've never fucking heard of it. I called the number a couple times this past week. She's like, hey, this is Sandra from Breezy Air. Leave a message. And like, it's literally, that's the company voicemail. And it's just someone's fucking cell phone. That like, I don't know. So anyways, I left 3 messages. I called the warranty company. And I am not at all throwing any kind of shade. Everybody's got to put food on the table. But every time I call the warranty company, there is a language barrier. There is. I have difficulty understanding the person on the phone. I'm polite. I try to understand. I'm patient. Eventually, I get across, this is the issue. They're a contractor. They're not even from my city. You guys probably don't have a contractor at my city. I've called them X amount of times. I've not heard back from them. It says on the website that they're going to schedule an appointment with me. I've tried. What can you do? Usually they're reading from a script and they just say, we will send an email to notify them again that they must reach out to you. If you don't hear back from them, call us back and let us know, and we will resolve this issue. Okay. So I gave them time. Friday came and went. I tried calling them because they didn't call me. Got the voice message. This is Sandra. Leave a message. I leave a message. No call back. I call the home warranty company on Saturday. Again, language barrier, not a fucking problem, but I'm bringing it up because I'm not sure if my situation is coming across. I explained the situation in detail again. I've called them 3 times. Didn't get a response. They're supposed to call me. I haven't heard from them. I called you guys. You guys put an email out, told me to wait. I waited. I heard nothing. I called them again. They haven't called me back. And now I'm calling you again. And they go, well, it's the weekend, sir, and they're not open on the weekends, but to entertain my curiosity, I'll try to call them free if you hang on the line. Perfect. They try to call, and immediately it goes, thank you for calling American Home Shield. We'd like for you to take a quick survey about your customer experience. I'm like, fuck. This person clearly didn't put me on hold. They hung up and probably tried to call and disconnected. So I wait, knowing that they were going to send another email. So 2 emails to Breezy Air, 3 phone calls from me, 2 from the company. That's 5 phone calls and 2 emails. I've not heard a thing. Monday comes and goes. Lunch on Monday, I call the warranty company again. Again, a language barrier. 3 different people. And I'm just like, here's what's happening. You've taken the $100 service fee. I've not had any contact from anybody. And now I recognize that I live in a small town and probably the contractors they have on file are for bigger cities. But at this point, and they've done it before, they've allowed me to pick a contractor and they just fucking pay the bill to the contractor. And that's the way it should be. If you don't have someone in my area, I've got a broken thing. I've been giving you guys money every month for this warranty. And now I'm put on the back burner. So now here's the problem. So they tell me, oh yeah, I see that you tried to call them, yada yada yada. It's still saying that they haven't scheduled an appointment, and they're like, I'm gonna appease my curiosity and try to call them for you real quick. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm like, okay. Been down this fucking road before, so I'm waiting. They come back on the phone, sir. Yes, I tried to call them twice. Their voice message was full. I wasn't able to leave any kind of messages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassign a different company to service your air conditioner. I'm like, that's fantastic. Let's do that. Is this what you would like? Yes. Okay, I have removed Breezy Air from the dispatch. We're going to assign somebody else to it. And then she goes, well, unfortunately, there's no other vendors in your area. So now I have to throw this back to the home warranty company to try to find a vendor that will take the job. And you will hear from the new vendor within 3 to 5 days. If you don't, give us a call. Okay. I have not had AC for 2 weeks now. Not my fault. Technically, maybe because but I can't call Votes or somebody, because if I do and they come do the job, the warranty's not going to fucking pay for it. I have to go through the warranty company. So the problem is I'm fucked now, because I went on the website where it says who's assigned the contract, and instead of saying Breezy Air, all I've done is sufficiently remove a contractor from my service call that I paid $100 for. Now nobody is responsible for coming out, and nobody has been assigned to come out, and I gotta fucking call them again, and I'm so annoyed. I'm gonna give them, what's today? Tuesday. I'm gonna give them till Thursday. If tomorrow comes and goes, and Thursday by lunch no one's been assigned to this, I'm fucking calling, and I'm gonna ask to talk to a supervisor. I want to talk to your boss, because this is what needs to fucking happen. I don't like to be that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm uncomfortable when I have to be that guy, but I gotta fucking do it. So that's where I'm at. I'm so frustrated.
Dude, you should have just fucking, after the first phone call last week, you should have asked for the supervisor as soon as you called in. Like before they get done with their fucking script, whenever you call them, just.
But I don't
like,
want them to think that. Part of me is like so concerned that they're going to think I'm being racist or something, and being like, "Oh, I can't understand you. I need to talk to like your boss." You know what I mean? Like,
you don't have to say that.
No, I wouldn't. But they probably get it all the fucking time, and it's just rude. It's like, I probably, if I call Thursday and I don't have the contract, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, excuse me, like this isn't you. It's not anybody's fault. I would just like to talk to somebody who's a supervisor or somebody. Can you please put me through? I'd like to have a discussion with somebody who can assist me with this situation, because I don't feel like I'm getting any kind of help, and then we'll go from there."
Yeah.
But what a fucking shit show.
Dude, I know this is a controversial take, but I almost feel like if you're dealing primarily with English-speaking individuals, it should be like a requirement of your job that people should be able to understand you over the phone.
Well, I'll say this, like, and the company must know this, because when the survey came up, there are two questions. First question is, rate on a scale of 1 to 5, how well the representative was able to answer your questions and assist you. And then you answer that, and it goes, on a scale of 1 to 5, how well were you able to understand the representative? That was the fucking question.
Christ.
It was like, were you able to effectively communicate with the representative? I gave a 4. Because that's.
I would have put a fucking 1 in there.
But then they lose their fucking job, and they're trying to fucking put food on their table, and it's just like I don't know, man.
I get it, but that's not your responsibility.
No, you're right.
You're
it's
paying
not
for a service.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's like, and it's one of these things where it's like, you've probably seen this before, and you may have even heard this before, but those like 1 to 5 surveys, they don't look at anything between a 1 and a 5. It's like
interesting.
All they really count is like how many 5 stars that I have and how many 1 stars that I've had. I've had literally surveys where I've gone to fill them out, and the people asking for the survey will literally just be like, if you like what we did, just give us a 5 because they don't look at anything below
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
And
I will say, dude,
it's like
it's,
I don't know, man, it's crazy.
but I have absolutely no problem with anybody working a fucking job to feed their family.
Oh yeah, that's not what this is about. I mean, obviously that we're not, nobody's here trying
but
to
this is a company that,
or
like,
anything like that.
I pay a lot of money every month to have this, and the only reason I still pay for it is because I can't find the window to like discontinue it at this point. And it's just like, fuck, man, I want my AC fixed. And now I'm in a stranglehold because I literally can't just call the local AC guy and be like, "Can you come fix this?" Because then what? Then I'm fucking out $100 for a service call I already paid for, and they're not going to get reimbursed if they come fix it because I've requested them. It has to go through. There has to go through the warranty company now, but they're not helping me. So like, this is really frustrating. I think if I lived in a bigger city, I wouldn't be having these problems at all. But like, the fact that I'm in a smaller area, they ought to just not accept, people in small areas where they don't have enough fucking contractors. Like, they should be like, listen, we don't service your area.
You know what's gonna suck is that you might get a contractor assigned in the next 4 or 5 days, and then that contractor is gonna be like, my next open availability is 3 weeks from now.
Right, and I have to fucking come from Pittsburgh. So, like, it's got to be on your time. You got to take time off. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, where at the beginning, you probably could have just called somebody, had them come out. They might have charged you $100 to come look at it, but then it would have been done. And yeah, maybe you had to, and you might have had to pay for a fan or whatever, but maybe you don't have to. Maybe something else is wrong with it. Yeah. And but I don't know. I mean, some of these places might even come look at it for free. I have no idea. But
what's the motor? I know what it is.
Not.
Yeah.
But it's just I know you've gotten some good value out of that home warranty, but at this point, it seems like they're just taking your money. I don't like, because dude, it's gonna just. I mean, is it always like this every time you call them? Because they have no incentive to make this easy for you.
Right, yeah. I mean, it is always kind of like a bitch. It is kind of always a bitch when I call, but like, they didn't, when I had to get the water heater replaced, that's when, no, we had to put up a fight about that because they were taking forever to assign somebody, and again, we didn't hear from the people that they assigned. And then I called and I was just kind of an asshole, and I was like, listen, here's the deal. We have no fucking hot water in our house. We haven't had hot water for like a week. We're taking showers at relatives' houses. Like, someone should be here. Like, we're paying for a service. You should be here. And they're like, oh, we understand your discontentment. We just unfortunately didn't have anybody in your area. So we're still looking. And then it was like, no, listen, I'll find the contractor and then you can pay them. Because I'm paying for I'm not paying for your contractor. I'm paying for the service to be done. So like, I'm paying for my problem to be fixed through your company. So make it right. And then they made it right. So they probably flagged my fucking account and said, this guy's a problem to deal with. But like, I did get a brand new breaker box out of it. I got a brand new dishwasher out of it. They sent some people down from like Pittsburgh to do the dishwasher. It was fine. They installed it. It's fine. I got a brand new water heater out of it. And something else I had done too. I don't remember. And I had a really bad drain under my house that was backed up. They came and that was one I had to fight for because they had a guy who didn't know how to fix it, and he came and he fucking ran a fucking whatever the fuck they're called, like a snake that was attached to a screw gun down my bathroom drain in my tub, because that's where the water was backing up out of. But like, the clog was way down under the house. But he's just running this fucking screw thing, and I'm like, dude, it's not gonna work. I've already done this. And he goes, well, I'm not really equipped to like do anything bigger than that. And I'm like, okay, well then you need to tell my warranty company that you can't fix the problem, so they can get someone else on board. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't have anyone else that has, And I was like, well, Smock Plumbing has a fucking Roto-Rooter system. And they need to fucking come into my basement and fucking clean my fucking thing out. And then eventually they got them on, and then they were really cool. They came and fucking ran that thing, and it's been fucking fine since. But like, and it got paid for by the warranty, but like, you have to fucking be an asshole sometimes. And like, I'm at the point where I'm going to be an asshole and I don't want to be, you know?
I think they literally, like, those companies survive on people's ability to put up with what it takes to get the warranty company to pay for something,
Yeah.
versus just paying for it themselves out of convenience. Because,
Yeah.
dude, you are a much stronger man than me, because I'd have given them a finger fucking 10 days ago and then just paid the bill myself to have it done. And at that point, like, that's why I don't have a home warranty company, because I know that I would just do that. If they did that shit with me, I would just be like, I would just pay for it myself. And then, you know, they would have gotten my money and not had to pay for anything. Because that's just how I am. But
I will say, after looking at this website, it's homewarrantyexpert.com, American Home Shield has a 6.8 out of 10. There are other better ones if you're a listener. There's Choice and Select Home Warranty and the Home Service Club and First American Home Warranty. They're all better than my company. But
I think I had, when we bought this house, it came with a home warranty. I think it was Select, I want to say. Or one of those. But and I had to use it one time. I called when we moved in, like 2 months after we bought the house, the furnace failed. And so I called the home warranty company, and they told me they were only going to give me $500 for it. So I called the guy that sold us the house. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. You sold me this warranty as part of the house, and they're not giving me any money. And so the realtor, called the warranty company and chewed them out. And then the warranty company came back to me and gave me like $2,000.
Yeah.
Which was like, because he sells those warranties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if like as a realtor, he's got to go around and sell these warranties to people, and it's like, if you're gonna be a dick, like, he's not gonna sell your warranty. But I mean, people have probably checked out from this podcast a long time ago.
Yeah,
but it's like,
we can shut it off,
dude. Having a house is one of the best things that you can do as an individual. Just owning one, having your own place, being able to do what you want, being able to make it what you want. All that stuff is awesome. But there are some very big caveats to owning a house that a lot of people like to try and undersell it. And I'm not one of these people that's going to sit here and say that, like, oh, owning a house is so much work and you have to pay all this shit and you're better off renting and all this crap, blah, 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 blah. But there are definitely times when you're a homeowner, when you're just like sitting there with your head in your hands, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And like, just to have this place to shelter me. And it's pretty wild, but I still love owning a house, man. I love being able to do whatever the fuck you want and not have to worry about rent or roommates or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah. Anywho, I'm sorry that you got to deal with that.
It's fucking frustrating. It's like one problem solved, another one fucking started. You know what I mean?
I'm curious what the issue is, and how easy it would be to fix.
Well, I looked up motors for central air units, and there's quite a range for central.
It depends how big your compressor is. I mean, if it's
they can run from like
exchanger. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they can run from like 200 to like, I don't know how much. But my service call was $100, so I'm already winning at that point. So I don't know, because I don't have to fucking.
Well, I mean,
it.
as long as you're okay with sweating your dick off for
$50
a month or 2 months while you wait for it to get done. By the time it's done, it'll be fucking wintertime. Your furnace will be coming on. But yeah, I mean, that's do you sleep in the basement? You should sleep in the basement.
Dude, I right now I'm sleeping on the first floor because the second floor is way too fucking hot. Been sleeping on the
It
couch.
hasn't been, thankfully, it hasn't been that horrible the past couple days,
Right.
like the past few days. So, but man, that stretch for a couple weeks there when it was like 85 degrees every single day or 90 degrees,
Yeah.
I had like, Sarah gets mad because she's like freezing at night because I have the fan on and I have like a window unit going full blast and we have central air going on in the house. My bedroom's like 65 degrees in the summertime.
Oh my gosh.
But I can't, dude, if I'm sweating, I cannot sleep.
No, I
period.
know. It's so uncomfortable. Looking here,
So-
here's one that's $500 at Lowe's. A motor. Here's one for $250.
Dude, I mean, it's HVAC shit. I mean, those guys have to be certified for a reason.
Yeah.
You should have a pro do it, even if like
for sure.
whether you're doing it through your home warranty company or you're paying someone to do it.
It's gonna happen. It's just I just don't know when.
What's crazy though is that they're going. So basically, what's going to happen is if they're either going to let you pick a contractor and you're going to get it fixed and it'll be a reasonable price,
Yeah.
or they're going to have someone come up from Pittsburgh, and it's going to cost the warranty company twice as much because they're going to have to pay all of their expenses and travel fees and all that other shit that comes along with having a contractor travel 2 hours to fix a fucking probably something that'll take them a couple hours to fix.
So like really,
And,
really what needs to happen because the filter on the outside air, the AC unit sits outside on the block or whatever. But like, dude, it's old. It's as old as we've had the house. Like it probably could use a nice replacement. So like the filter's all gunked up, and I don't even know how to get all that shit out of it. Honestly, from an outdoor unit, I don't even know what you do. I think they make a spray.
Yeah, I think you have to clean it somehow. You can't because you can't bend those metal fins because it decreases the efficiency of it.
Right.
So
I think they make a
you've got to be
spray.
really careful about it. But dude, the thing that really might be a boon in your cap, if you're willing to ride this out, is if they come in and say that we've got to replace this outdoor unit. Depending on how old it is, it might be on the old refrigerant system that does not exist anymore, and they might replace your whole central air system,
Which would be fucking dope. That's what I'm kind
which
of
would
hoping.
be rad.
That's what I'm hoping.
Because
happens.
you'd have a nice, super efficient,
brand new
freaking
fucking unit out there.
brand
Yeah.
new system, which would be dope as shit. And your house isn't huge. It's not like you would need a really, really high capacity one.
No.
But,
and honestly, whatever company has to drag their ass out here to do it are going to hopefully milk that insurance company for all the money they can get out of them.
Right.
So I could be just the sole benefactor from this fucking handshake deal situation thing.
You just got to call them every 3 to 5 days.
No, and I'm gonna. Yeah. All
Until
right.
someone comes out.
Well, that's it for PS. This is awesome. Episode 336. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. This podcast airs every Wednesday. If you're a patron of the show, it usually will air earlier for you if you are subscribed to our Patreon site for $1 a month. That being said, we'll talk to you next week. Sorry for all of the home shit we were talking about, but I hope it was at least entertaining, bring you into our lives a little bit. And we'll get an update on Jake's dog next week. And, I'll definitely give you an update on my character unlocks for Darkest Dungeon 2. So until then, like Stalker, Sable, and Secret Ponchos, P.S.
Yes.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.